So here's a couple of examples. This proof that we're going to do in this example is that we're going to prove triangles congruent using other congruent triangles. Basically what we want to do is show that we have overlapping triangles which can kind of muddle the waters of a proof. So we want to actually pull these apart and redraw them and then look for overlapping things that are shared in both triangles. So let's go ahead and pull apart the two triangles. I'm just going to redraw them here. So there's one that looks like that. That's W, Z, and X. And then the other one I'll draw over here. That's this one. And this is W, there's X, and there's Y up there. Now, I've already written the given information in the proof. Those two things are congruent, those two angles. So let's actually mark those in our proof here. So it says that ZXW is congruent to YWX. So ZXW, this angle, is congruent to YWX. So there's congruent marks. And those are the little red ones right there. The next one, ZWX. ZWX, so this will get 2 marks, is congruent to YXW. YXW, 2 marks there. That's the blue double marks right there. So now that I've pulled these apart, well, let's mark this down. We have 2 angles. Now, is there something else that we can show that's congruent? I always like to look for, is there a shared side or a shared angle? And right at the bottom, this side is part of both triangles. So this WX is also WX. So what do we know about that? WX has to be congruent to itself because of the reflexive property. So I will write that in our proof. I will mark it congruent right here and right there. And it looks like I have enough for a triangle proof. I have a side. Now this looks like AAS, but technically the side is in between. It's the included side. So the reason the triangles are congruent, let's go ahead and write triangle WZX is congruent to triangle YXW. The reason is because of angle side angle, not AAS. It's actually angle side angle. You got to get the order correct. But that's not the proof. The proof is not to ask if the triangles are congruent. It's to find out if ZW could be proven to be congruent to YX. So could ZW be congruent to YX? Well, what? We've got 2 triangles congruent now. So all 6 corresponding sides and corresponding angles, 3 and 3, are congruent. So now I automatically get ZW is congruent to YX. And the reason is CPCTC. And there's a look at that particular proof.